Gentlemen, welcome. Xerjoff Richwood is a fragrance which is getting a bit of a hype at this moment, and I was just, do you know what? Let's see what's the deal with this thing. And of course, I bought a couple of samples from Xerjoff from the original site, xerjoff.com, and believe me, it's much better to actually spend 140 euros buying 16 samples than actually spending 400 pounds here in the UK for Xerjoff Richwood, because Xerjoff Richwood is an expensive fragrance, very expensive, guys. So sample more, that's the way to go. Before buying Xerjoff Richwood, definitely is worth, as I said, buying a sample, because this fragrance is not for everybody. And also this fragrance, Xerjoff said, is unisex, but this fragrance is not unisex. This fragrance is very masculine, manly. So do not blind by this. And this fragrance is not feminine, even if we have their rose note listed, just because we have plenty of patchouli in this fragrance and sandalwood. The patchouli note is a very masculine note, so no, this fragrance is not unisex. Technically you can wear wherever you like, but this fragrance is not unisex. And if you follow my channel, you know I'm not into this unisex scents. I rather stick with black and white. I don't like these gray nuances. But this fragrance is masculine, so this fragrance smells like 50% sandalwood, 30% patchouli, and after 2 minutes we can smell the rose. But the rose is not a feminine one, if I can call it like that. So the rose note is, in my country, in Romania, we have those pink roses, and it's a powdery rose here, which I like it, so that pink rose, when we smell it, it's a bit powdery, it's not like the red one. The dry down is still woody, patchouli all the way through, but it's a bit more musky, and also it's a bit more creamy, powdery in the dry down. And this fragrance doesn't smell bad at all, but my issue with this fragrance, my problem actually, is the price. 400 pounds here in the UK for the 100 ml bottle. I'm like, no way, no fragrance on earth should cost more than 250 pounds here in the UK, so that means about $300. Of course, if it's a limited edition with some gold inside, that's a different thing. And of course, this fragrance is suited for an upscale event, but this thing, 400 pounds here in the UK, the price tag stays in my mind, and basically I cannot recommend this fragrance to you just because of this price tag. If this fragrance was, as I said, 200 pounds, half price for the 100 ml bottle, I would say yes, just buy a sample and go ahead, see if you love it. But 400 pounds, at least for me, it's not really worth it. Also, I spray this fragrance, and this is a thing which, for me and also for you guys, if you smell hundred of fragrances, it's normal a fragrance to remind you a bit of a different fragrance. It's quite normal, and this fragrance reminded me like 70% of Tom Ford Beau de Jour, but Tom Ford Beau de Jour has an extra note of lavender, so it's a bit more fougere, it's a bit slightly more old school, but still it's a modern fragrance with an old school touch there. But my honest opinion is, if you are into this type of scent, also check Tom Ford Beau de Jour. That fragrance is splendid if you are into this type of scents, and also that fragrance performs really well. So Tom Ford Beau de Jour is a great alternative if you want something into this genre. Again, it's not a clone, it's just a fragrance into this, DNA, patchouli, sandalwood, also lavender there, so that fragrance is good if you love this DNA. Xerjoff Richwood is a very good performer, but is not a beast mode. So I would say the longevity is about 10 hours, which is still very good. but this one is not lasting like, for example, 15 hours to become a beast mode. This fragrance is great for the cooler days, for the fall time, for the winter time, and this fragrance is, you know, suited for a mature person. I would say over 30, easily up. So this fragrance is not extremely playful due to being on upscale event scent. And you know, after buying these samples and after testing Xerjoff Richwood, I realized I enjoy more my fragrances from here than so many expensive ones. So this thing is great, guys. If you can afford it, if you are a big fan of this fragrance, this smells very nice, but only if you are into this scent profile DNA. As always, thank you very much for watching, guys. Until next time, take care of you. Bye bye.